book lovers, and welcome back to a new video. So in today's video I want to give all the books that I brought to South Africa with me a new home, and because I would say probably like 90 to 95% of the books that I brought are books that I haven't read yet, I actually got a TBR cart and I picked that up earlier this week. Actually also filmed how I went into like the closest town here, which is still like half an hour away, and got the TBR cart. So let's rewind. Okay, we're on our way to the next city, which is still half an hour away from the actual reserve, but I ordered a book cart finally, and it was supposed to come last Friday, but I really hope that it's gonna be delivered today. We'll see. And then I have finally a place to put all my books in. Back to today. All of my books are actually in my room right now, so you can see most of them are behind me. I actually have some books already down there, and then I don't know, just some other books scattered here and there, but I think I'll actually go first down to the creative office and build the TBR cart because the package looks super small. And since I'm going to put all of the books that I haven't read yet on my TBR cart, and that are the majority of my books, I thought it would be also a great opportunity to actually go through my physical TBR. Okay, I'm down in the creative office. This is the package that you saw me picking up, and also I think this is the first video where you see the cabinet behind me is painted. I think it looks really nice and it gives a bit more color than just white. But yeah, let's see if this is gonna work out. I'm not too confident, but we will see, guys. So this is the final book cart. I'll be honest, I don't love it, but South Africa doesn't have a IKEA. So I either go back to Germany and bring it with me next time I come here, but I think for now it will sufficient. And I just put in some books that I had here in the office already, but now I think I'm gonna go grab my books. I'm gonna fill this up now. I'll pack it with my books just in any kind of order that I think looks pretty or makes sense to me, and then we can go through every single book on my physical TBR. My books are now on this TBR cart. Actually, it feels like they're a lot less now that I have them all sorted here, and I haven't really done some organizing because it's my TBR, like I haven't read them yet, but basically romance is on top, then I have a bunch of different ones here, and mainly fantasy. Well, I would say the other two, the bottom two shelves, I don't know what you would call this, are just a bunch of anything. I don't have anything on the back. I thought I could use both sides, but I don't have that many books. But the first one I have here is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This is actually her debut novel, and I really enjoyed The 7 Year Slip by her. I also liked, what is it? A novel love story. It wasn't like my favorite read, but I still liked it, and I think like her magical realism element in her romances are quite unique. Next up I have Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead, which is a second chance romance, and I don't have many of those on my TBR. The Philosophy of Love by Rebecca Ryan. Can't tell you a single thing about this book because I also haven't heard anything about this book from anyone else, haven't seen it anywhere. I think I just kind of liked the back and got it. I mean, you know me, I really like to go blindly into books, but looks like a cute romance. Then I got The Whiskey Business by Elliot Fletcher. This I mainly got for the title, but it's also Grumpy Sunshine, and I think she's like a Hollywood actress going to Scotland kind of to hide there. Next up, I have my 2 Tessa Bailey books that I haven't read yet. The Au Pair Affair and, what is it? Dream Girl drama. They're both part of the, I don't know what the series is called, but the first one is the green cover with the golfer. And I really used to love Tessa Bailey, and I would still say that I like her stuff. Like, definitely if you want something funny and spicy, go read some of Tessa Bailey's books. Tools of Engagement and Just for the Summer are like my favorites of her. And none of her releases since then have really given me the same feeling, so yeah, that's probably also why I haven't read them yet, but I know once I pick them up, they're just super easy and quick to read. Then we have The Fake Flame by Adil Buck. Know nothing about this one except that it seems quite short and it's fake dating with a firefighter. This one is Sunshine Kisses by Kelly L. Clark, and I'm pretty sure this is a friends to lovers romance, and I don't have too many of them because I'm usually more of an enemies to lovers girly. This one, I think it's also actually childhood friends to lovers, and I know that a lot of you also like these type of tropes, so I wanted to try it out and maybe see if I could recommend this to you. Then we have Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. I don't know what to say about this one. We have Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter, and one of my first, if not the first reading vlog I had was a second chance reading vlog where I decided at the end that Lynn Painter is not for me, but I think that the reviews I saw weren't even all positive, but I just thought that I would actually enjoy this, especially way more than the first book. It's the same couple. I'm not gonna make it a habit to read more books by her, but this one I was interested in. Then we've got The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. I'm so excited to read this one. It's actually her first novel, and I love Abby Jimenez. Like, I read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer last year. They were one of the best books I've ever read. I really want to reread that entire series, and this is also actually like her first series. I mean, they're interconnected standalones, but this is the first one, and I just want to read everything she comes out with. Then I have Next of Kin by Hannah Bowman Young, and I haven't read anything by this author. I've heard really great things about Hannah Bowman Young. Another book that I feel like I will avoid for a bit longer, and I don't really know why, because everyone loves Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, and I'm sure I will love it as well. And I think it's just the cover that really puts me off, and also maybe because everyone seemed to really love it, that the expectations are just so high, and I don't know if I will feel the same, but yeah, please, if you've read this, convince me in the comments to read this book. Then I have a dark romance on my TBR, Leather and Lark by Breen Weaver, and I think this was kind of a bad decision to buy. It is Marriage of Convenience, which is why I wanted to read it. Actually, the reviews that I read or saw were quite bad, so it put me off reading this book. Next up I have Cole and Layla Are Just Friends by Bethany Turner, and this is also Friends to Lovers romance. I think maybe also a childhood Friends to Lovers romance. Other than that, I don't know anything about this, to be honest. The cover is adorable. I think that was probably the reason why I got it. Let's move down to the second one. So the first 2 books I have here are the ones that I thrifted in the free library in one of the cafes in Cape Town, actually. And that are the 2 books that I still have to read for ACOTAR. A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Frost and Starlight by both Sarah J. Maas. I'm so excited to be back in this world once I get to actually read them, because I would also love to do a reading vlog for the ACOTAR series. Then we have Love Letters to a Serial Killer by Tesha Coriel, and I actually don't really know what genre this is, if this is like a thriller or something more of a mystery, or just, I don't know, comedy. Another book that I had on my TBR for quite a while is Chlorine by Jade Song, and I always say this is a horror book, and I'm pretty sure it is a horror book, but I also don't quote me on it. It's not a guarantee. It's about like swimmers who compete. I kind of picture Black Swan vibes, but with like swimmers. Of course my camera died right in the middle, so the angle might be slightly different, but let's just continue. So the next book I have here is Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler, and this is, I think, general fiction. Don't really know anything about this book, but I think the cover is gorgeous. The next up here we have Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, which is the third book in the Emily Wilde series. I really enjoyed the first and the second book, and it's definitely cozy fantasy, so definitely waiting for colderish days or, you know, just cloudy days to read this book. Then we have Divine Mortals, which is also a fantasy book, and I actually already started this. I'm on page 50 or something like that, so I'm not really far into the book. Then I have Breasts and Eggs here by Miko Kawakami, and if you watch any of my Bookmas videos, you might recognize this from one of the books from the advent calendar that I had with my girlfriends. Then I have The Step Over, which is, I think, the first book in the series The Mile High Club by T.L. Swan, and this was a gift from one of my book besties. I also actually have the second book, but that one is one of the books that I left at home because I actually can also read them on my Kindle because they're on Kindle Unlimited. So just because, you know, I had to leave some books behind. I only got the first one here. This book might be one of the oldest on my TBR actually, which is Here for the Drama by Kate Broomley. Then we have this big chunky book, Begin Again by Helly Acton, and yep, 100% got it because of the cover. I think this is kind of so magical realism where she, I don't know, dies or something and like gets a chance to do life again and has like different outcomes or something like that. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin is a book I'm really excited about. This is actually my book for the book club that I gifted to the other girls, and I'm a bit scared about this book but also very excited. This is a book that is also out of my comfort zone or like normal read. It's more of general fiction, and I think it's about friendship and the two friends, they like develop a video game or something like that, but I hear incredible things about this book, so I'm really excited. Okay, these were now my two top shelves. I think I'll have to bring you further down so you can actually see what's happening here. Hope this is a little bit better, but I'm going to show you the books anyway. And the first one we have here is Sociopath, which is a memoir by Patrick Gahan. Oh my goodness, I'm going to show you the name. I can't read out names ever, but this is a memoir I'm really excited about. This is also on my 2025 TBR. Okay, this tiny book, also part of the book advent calendar we had and what we're gonna read for our book club. Because one of my friends, she really likes to always give us a classic that we all read together. But this is such a short one that, you know, it's not that intimidating. It's The Old Man and the Sea by Hemingway. Right next to it I have The Flight by Julie Clark, which I think is a mystery or a thriller. Then I have this tiny book here, and if you know me, you know that I really don't like tiny books. Like, look at my hand, look at the book. And then, for example, this is the kind of size that I actually like. But I got this gifted by a friend, so I don't want to complain too much. I am excited, however, about the actual content of the book. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides? Oh my goodness, I don't know how you would say that name, but this is quite a popular thriller by him. I've read another book by him that I also really enjoyed, A Hunger Like No Other by Cresley Cole. Because of Ellie Hazelwood's quote on the top, I got this because I loved Ellie Hazelwood's Bride, and I really trust her judgment when it comes to paranormal romances. Then I have The Atlas Six here by Olivia Blake, and oh, this is a book that intimidates me. I had it on my 24 books for 2024 TBR last year. Obviously didn't read it, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But for some reason, this just really intimidates me because a lot of people say that her writing is more lyrical or a bit more complicated, and immediately I'm like, oh, I'm not native English speaker, probably I won't understand it. That's not the case, but it just, yeah, is something that probably is a bit more out of my comfort zone. And I think also that the magic system in here is a bit more complicated. So yeah, that's why I've been holding off on reading this, and I don't know if I will get to this anytime soon. Next up I have the romantic book here, Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I haven't really heard a lot about this book, to be honest, but this was a recommendation from one of my book besties, and it sounds like a really good romantasy, and I love romantasy. So I'm very excited to get to this one. Illustrated Girl by Josephine Angelini I think will also be really nice. Kind of reminds me of A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, because this girl also jumps into one of her favorite books, and I think she's like jumping in where like chaos is just around her and she kind of has to solve stuff. But yeah, it's also a quite short book, so I feel like I should have read it already, because also this has been on my monthly TBR before, but yeah, haven't read it yet. My other paranormal romance I have here is Barbarian Mind by Ruby Dixon. This is the last book that I have from that series, like physically, but I don't think I will read the rest of the series, if I'm honest, because they're like, I don't know, 20 books out there, and I like them, but I don't love them enough to commit to such a long series. A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden is the first one in the Sacred Stones series, and I actually saw a recent video where someone talked about this series because it's a trilogy and all books are out now. Rachel from Raven Hair Fantasy, something like that. I'll link her down below, but I saw a video where she talked about that series and got me really excited. Another book I'm really excited about is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, because this got recommended by one of you guys and I'm almost like savoring it to read it, because I don't know, I have a good feeling about this that I will really enjoy it. And since one of you actually recommended this, I might also do a reading blog for it. I'm not sure yet. Society of 19th Century Buenos Aires, which I've just never really read anything in that setting, and that alone makes it unique to me and very exciting. Next up I have Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Oh my god, is it not? Did I read this author before? No. Oh my goodness, guys, I just realized that these are the same authors. Wow, I didn't even know. But well, then I have a different book by this author on my TBR. I haven't read anything by that author before, but exciting that I have actually two different ones by her, and I hear good things about this. Then I have Good Morning, Mr. Mandela, which is, I think, also like a memoir. It's about a young woman, a president, and a life-changing friendship. And I think about like their conversations or something like that. Another one about Mandela is Mandela's Weg. This is actually German. I think my parents got me this years and years ago. It's actually their book. And the last book I have here is Frühstück mit Elefanten, which would translate to Breakfast with Elephants. And this is also more of a book that I would read for work here. Hey guys, a quick pop in from future me, because we actually went to Durham on the weekend and that meant I had access to bookstores. And of course, I got myself some books. It's only 3, and I thought since we're going through every single book on my physical TBR, let's also include these 3 books. So the first one I have here is Pretty Bossy by Arini Vlotman, and I just bought them but I already forgot everything about it. It says a fake engagement romance where he falls first but she keeps tripping over herself and him. Hell, we'll have to find some space for that. The second one is For She's Wrath by Emily Vargar. And this one sounds so interesting. I think it's also actually a retelling. What if the man you loved was the very person who betrayed you? And I think this is a duology and it has second chance, and I think it has like enemies to lovers back to enemies, which I just really love, and I'm very excited for this one. And now finally, last but certainly not least, we have Rock Bottom by Dominique Wolf, and this is actually a South African author. I think she's also quite big on Book Talk, I'm not so sure. That's at least what they told me in the bookstore, because I missed out on one day where the author was actually in the bookstore and had a author signing. It says a fake dating slow burn brother's best friend story. So I didn't even read the back, guys. I just saw that and saw that it's an indie published book by a South African author. I was like, sold. But yeah, let's put these also on my TBR. I think I'll actually have to use the backside now. So that was the last book that I have here that I haven't read yet. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely give this video a like and also subscribe for more bookish content. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!